Okay, we're ready. Welcome, everyone, to another rousing edition of Dreamtime with Danielle, and that's me. Let's dive into it, shall we? The dream. So I was having this dream that was really like just being on the internet. I was following kittens, so let's just draw a little kitten, little and like smiley eyes. Okay, that looks like a wise old man. Try that again. So I was following a wise old man. That's not true. It was a kitten. So like, imagine you're watching a commercial for an editing company that's like clip, cut, clip, cut. That's what my dream was doing. I was following a bunch of kittens. Let me replace that. My visuals were watching a bunch of kittens. I was not physically following kittens, although I would. I mean, let's be honest. And these kittens were just like walking through doorways, and then my vision was following that. I can't conceptually draw that on this chalkboard. It's a flat art surface, so we're gonna move on. There was a woman in my dream who was guiding me through, and we came to a crossroads. So here's the lady, right? Yes, they're all stick figures. And she's like, follow me this way. And so like she went up this path, but then there was this other path that was an archway, and in the archway were a bunch of stairs. And I was like, I'm gonna take that path and I'll meet you on the other side. So I go into this archway, and then once I'm inside, time to erase again. Once I'm inside, it's more like a children's playground, and I'm sort of crawling on my hands and on my knees, and it's going on forever, like up and down and up and down, and the stairs have really just become just slats. So instead of me having a normal upward trajectory, because dreams, I was going so here I am crawling around. Conceptualize, how do I draw me crawling? Yep, I'm a noodle. That's me. This doesn't look like me. Here we go. That's a knee. Okay. And that's my butt. And here's a shoe. And here's like my arm. And my other arm. And then here's my head. That's me. You're welcome. Okay, so I'm crawling around and I'm holding my phone very close because I'm aware if I drop my phone, I ain't never gonna find it. If it falls through these slats, who knows what's down here? You know what's down here? Mystery. That's what's down here. So I'm going through this tunnel, and it is taking so long that even in my dream state, while I'm unconscious, Dream Danielle is thinking, if this was a dream, yep, what would this mean to me? Literally, Dream Danielle was asking conscious Danielle's thoughts, because when I'm awake, I do that all the time. I look for symbolism in my day-to-day life. If something falls, I go, if this was a dream, what would this mean to me? If I encounter a weird car traffic situation, I say, if this was a dream, what would this mean to me? All the time. So finally it's translated into my dream world, and Dream Danielle goes, well, Danielle, if this was a dream, it is, what would it mean to me? So while I'm doing that, I'm crawling through, it's taking forever. I'm aware that to my right, there is a lake, like an underground lake. So imagine when you're at the aquarium and there's a subterranean chamber so you can see the fish from within. It was like that, but it was for kids, and the light was red. Red. What? You're taking up too much space with my eternal ladder. It's not a ladder, it's stairs. Okay, so finally I reach the top, right? But it was going up, because remember, the staircase was going up originally, so it was going up, And then here's another arch. And there's a little blonde boy, like a 4-year-old, really small kid. And he's holding his phone, like recording me. That's the phone. Yay, modern technology. And it's being held by a kid. The kid's off camera. I can't draw him. Doop. Oh, it's so tiny. It's so tiny. Okay. I'll just write kid. So I'm greeted by a little cherub of a child, and I crawl out, and then I like, ta-da, because I know I'm on camera. And that's the dream. Don't you love it when it's simple like this? Me too. So let's begin, shall we? Da, 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 da. Why didn't I erase all of that after I worked so hard? I also knocked my elbow. Tingles. So the stairs. What do stairs symbolize? Let's look at it literally. You have steps, right? So this could symbolize that I need to take steps to accomplish a goal. This could also mean that effort is required. But remember, once I actually got onto the steps, they stopped acting like regular stairs, didn't they? They did. Instead of acting like regular stairs, what happened? I found myself in a playground. So I guess that means the steps are playful. That's one way we could say it. We could also say that, I mean, remember, it was like this. I was going up, I was going down. This to me is a dream about progress. Progress. So I stopped climbing stairs. I started crawling on my hands and knees. Now that's obviously a symbol for childhood, as in this process is making me feel like a kid, or perhaps it's important to remember that I have more capabilities than just my 2 legs. Yeah! Okay. Let's erase this. Crawling. Crawling can symbolize a lot of different things. It makes me think of bugs, right? Creepy crawlies. It also makes me think about, well, I was underground. So being underground is almost like being incubated. Or, I mean, there's also physical grounding. Grounding is the term for practicing being in your body. So exercise is grounding because you feel the sweat, you feel heated up from within. You also have grounding foods like root vegetables, potatoes, carrots, those types of things. They're grounding because they grew within the earth. None of that has anything, well, no, a little bit has something to do with this. Grounding, bugs, babies, okay? Babies learn how to crawl before they can walk. So this is, again, reminding me of progress and the steps that we have to take to accomplish the goals that we want to achieve. What else? Bugs, grounding babies. Now it's just making me think of like a captain bug grounding a baby. You're in trouble, little one. But wah. Bugs, grounding babies. What else? Crawling. I mean, there's also the army, right? So many movies show the military training where they're crawling on their hands and knees. So it's just about being capable of using other parts of ourselves that maybe don't get used this way on a regular basis. So we're going to erase this. And now the existential off-camera speech bubble. If this was a dream, what would this mean to me? I encourage you to ask this question as well in your day-to-day life. It doesn't have to be in your dream, unless you are so good that you are a lucid dreamer, in which case contact me. Let's train together. Lucid dreaming is a real talent, a skill. You have to work at that. So, if this was a dream, what would this mean to me? And that was when I was crawling. I was in the tunnel. There was no end in sight. So I'll tell you what this means to me. It means that I feel stuck in the mire, that I'm wondering when things are going to change, that I feel as though so much effort is being required of me, that I have to hold what's important to me close. Because remember, I was holding my phone. I was like, if I drop this, I'm never going to get it back. Those were the contacts, the people that I have contact with in my life. Hold on to them close, because once they're gone, maybe they're gone. So to me, this is exploring loss, change in relationships, as well as not knowing what the future holds, but knowing that it's got to show up eventually. So this is also very forward thinking without taking the steps of being in the moment, while simultaneously being in the moment and wondering, when is this moment going to end? Okay, I'll tell you what this signifies. Impatience. Oh my God. We now pause this episode while Danielle retrieves her chalk. Hooray. Chalk retrieved. It's so tiny. Look at it. Clearly I need to invest in a box of chalk. Invest. Invest. Impatience. I know I suffer from a lot of impatience. I work very hard to be patient for other people. But for myself, apparently I have no time for me because I exhaust myself. I don't do things as fast as I want to do. I don't know how your inner critic talks to you, but my inner critic is constantly like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you doing it faster? Do it faster. You're taking too much time. And then the inner other part of me is like, well, I'm trying. That also makes sense with the crawling. There's a lot of effort going on. I'm dragging myself through a hole. It also reminds me of like a wormhole. Time warp. A wormhole. They bore holes through the earth, right? They physically create those spaces. So it could also be about the spaces I'm creating. And then we have the child. It could be inner child work. It could be physically a child that I know or work with. Other people might be thinking, pregnancy, but it better not be. I have no intentions of bringing forth any humans at this time. What do little boys represent? You know what? They play differently. They kind of roughhouse, or they're encouraged to roughhouse more. They also get nurtured a little differently, especially from their same-sex parent, depending on what culture they grew up in. I know a lot of families that are not as huggy, as kissy, touchy-feely as my family is. Fun fact, I'm a very affectionate person, heads up. I try to warn people in advance. Of course, I have to want to be affectionate with you. I'm not going to go randomly hug a stranger. Thinks of times she has hugged strangers. Selectively. So, stairs, tunnel, growing up, children, inner child. God damn it, I dropped this chalk again. It's fine. We're done with the dream. This has been another exciting session of Dreamtime with Danielle. Quick, short, to the point. This was not short and to the point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have a dream that you would like me to share with the world, email me. I have the information down below. I'll happily doodle out the symbols that I see in your dream. We can share insight. And what did you think? What does it mean to you to be crawling on your hands and knees in an underground playground? With a red lake filled with water. I didn't give that much attention, but I knew it was there. Also, internet cut and paste of cats and green grass. Fun. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Dreamtime with Danielle has concluded for today.